So this is the blockhouse that was built originally for protection against the Osage when they would be on the uprise in the 1820s. Rock of Ages Massacre, 1814. Also the last stand of the Confederate troops north of Arkansas River, 1865. Campsite of the Mann family, October 11th, 1904. Father B.D. Sons, Logan, Harry, Fred, and Daw Mary. Home of Harry Mann, 1951. 1814, Rock of Ages Massacre occurred here in this area. This is the blockhouse. Over down there is the spring. Then over into the trees over there is the cemetery, the old cemetery of the Harris family. This would also be the area where Lieutenant Joseph Harris would leave the water route and take the overland route through the old military road. Cadron Blockhouse, used as a trading post, as a residence, and as a public gathering place, originally for defense purposes. So it's referred to in some of the French and Spanish journals and other early records. And over here is a sign for the Confederacy. As a base in the war's early years. Hundreds of Confederates surrendered here in 1865. Now, this is interesting because this is the area where Lieutenant Joseph Harris, who was also sick with cholera, they continued their journey by land. 81 died on the journey. Of those that arrived, half died within the next year from the strain of the journey and disease. Harris died as a lingering effect of his cholera in 1837. Cholera. So because that's crazy that Harris, I don't know if Harris was related to the Harris family that settled here in this area. It's just a little ways up the road. So this is Conway, the old military road. There's another town, Morrilton, and that is where a detachment of Cherokees got stranded as well. Left the water route for the land route. I think that was the Whitley group. So they didn't all join up together because this was taking place at different times and different years from each other. The Bell route came over this way in 1838 or 1839, the end of 1830, in December or January, December of 1838 or January of 1839. So this is the Cherokee Memorial. A little monument about the Trail of Tears. This one is a partial list of the names of the Cherokees who died here and was buried in this area. And then this is just a mention of Lieutenant Joseph Harris. So this was the man that was leading the Cherokee detachment. Well, he was 32 when he died. So that's it. So this detachment, the Joseph Harris detachment of the water route, would take the old military road in 1837 prior to the Bell Party, which was in 1839. The Whitley group would leave the water route. As they would go further up around Morrilton, they would get stranded as well, because the boats would get stuck, and then they would take the water route, the old military road, into new territory. And then in 1839, the Bell Party would come through here. The old military road would come through this area, as well as, and then later on, the Butterfield stage. So this was a highly traveled area during the early 19th century, even at the end of the 18th century. And so there you have it, Cadron Settlement Park, Cherokee Memorial, the old Blockhouse building, cabin.